Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Biology in Simple Way. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon. So far we were seeing about asexual reproduction, and in asexual reproduction we have completed fission and budding. Now coming to the third type is spore formation. What is this spore formation? Spores are special reproductive structures. Okay, spores are special reproductive structures. Example, when we are talking about the kingdom fungi and the kingdom plantae, they both are the organisms in five kingdom classification, kingdom fungi and kingdom plantae. These two organisms will reproduce by a special asexual reproductive structure which is called spores. In case of plantae, they have lot of organisms in plantae, plant species. There are several number of plant species, but the simple plants like algae, and we all know that usually plants reproduce, or the next generation of a plant is formed with the help of seeds. But where this asexual reproduction takes place in plants, where the asexual reproduction takes place is the plants which do not have seeds. Okay? Plants which do not have seeds reproduces asexually by spore formation. You may ask, is there any organism, is there any plant species that do not have seeds? Yes, there are many plant species which do not have seeds. Ferns, mosses, liverworts and algae, all these do not have seeds. They reproduce by spore formation. Okay? And also fungal organism and the organisms present in the kingdom plantae, they reproduce asexually by formation of spore. When does this spore form? When the condition is unfavorable. Even bacteria produce spores. Okay, it is bacteria also produce spores, and all these organisms, when do they produce spores? When the condition is unfavorable, they produce spores. Where is the spore formed? Spore is formed in a bag-like structure which is called a sporangium. Sporangium holds the spores. When the sporangial bag opens, ruptures, these spores are being released outside and they fall on their suitable substratum, and the next generation starts. These spores are dispersed by wind, dispersed by some animals, and also by some insects. Okay, so spore dispersal, it is itself a different topic. It is itself a vast topic. Dispersal of spores or dispersal of seeds is done by many carriers. We call them as carriers. Okay, carriers can be animals, it can be wind, it can be water, it can be insect, anything. Okay, so the spores are moved to different places by means of these carriers. Now let us see spore formation with examples. As we saw, kingdom plantae and kingdom fungi has many organisms which reproduces by formation of spore. And kingdom plantae algae, it produces two types of spores. One is zoospore, one is aplanospores. Zoospores are always motile spores, which is formed during favorable condition. Aplanospores are non-motile, unfavorable condition it is formed. Okay, here in our book we have an example of Chlamydomonas. What is this Chlamydomonas? First of all, Chlamydomonas is an algae. It is a green algae. It is unicellular flagellate algae. What is unicellular? You know, single cell. What is flagellate, which has flagella? And this Chlamydomonas is biflagellate, which has two flagella. Bi means two flagella. So this chlamydomonas, this black color portion we called zoosporangium. I told you spores are always present inside a sac-like structure called as sporangium. Here, this black color structure we call it as zoosporangium, which ruptures and releases the spores, that is chlamydomonal spores, zoospores outside. These are the zoospores which comes outside in case of chlamydomonas. Coming to the kingdom fungi, the spores which produced is called as conidia. It is a non-motile spore. Why it is non-motile? It do not have any flagella. So it is a non-motile spore, and the fungal organism which produces a spore we call it as conidia. Algae which produces spore we call it as zoospores and aplanospores. Okay. Now, in what example is given for fungi is penicillium. Have you ever heard about the word penicillium? Penicillium is a fungi which produces an antibiotic called penicillin. We are aware of this word penicillin. Okay, this penicillium reproduces by spore formation, that is asexual mode. It also reproduces by sexual mode. Okay, that is different. It has both sexual and asexual mode of reproduction. Here we will see asexual mode of reproduction. Now, this is the structure of penicillium, and this penicillium has a conidiophore at the bottom. From that we get medullae, and above that we have phyalites, and above the phyalite bears the conidia. Conidia is the spore. Conidia gets released one by one and it falls on the suitable substratum. Germination of the conidia takes place. It forms a hyphae and it forms the mycelium and it forms an entire fungal organism, that is penicillium. Okay, this is the structure of penicillium, which is an example for fungi, and here it is the chlamydomonas, which is an example for algae. So this is all about spore formation, which is a type of asexual reproduction.